How to build an empire of wealth. Well, I have a 3 to 5 year plan, and it has been in existence since 2005 when I wrote the book, came out in 2006, and it's still relevant. It's still timeless because it's what you do. So how do you build an empire of wealth? Well, what I did is I actually learned this. How to have a cash machine and how to make a lot of money. So those of you who have jobs, yours might go a little slower because you're not adding to your fixed income. So I'm fine with you have a job and you need to have a company. So all over the world, these principles work. In America, they are called S Corps, C Corps, LLCs, limited partnerships. So how do you make money and how do you invest money is basically, if I just had to end the video right now, how you make it, how you invest it is how you're going to build an empire of wealth. So let's break down some of those details. Number one, I'm going to go straight to debt. How do you use good debt? Because I see good debt as an asset that you can use to arbitrage and you just put that money to work. Now, for those of you that are beginners, you're going to say, well, I don't know how to put that money to work. Well, that's why you need a mentor coach. That's why you need to actually get an education. You've got to lean in and make this part of your life. This is active engagement. This is not, I'm going to sit back and Laurel's going to do the work. I'd love to say I have a magic wand. That'd be fascinating. And more importantly, I'd love to have a USB chip where I could just take everything I know and put it in your brain and then we get this whole thing over with faster. But you don't. So you have to decide that you want to learn. The other and best book that I have right now, I believe, is because we broke it down 0 to 5, 6 to 8, and all the way up to 20 years old, what you could have, should have, and would have done. So if you don't go to makeyourkidsmillionaires.com, get the book, and just go through the checklist. I don't care if you're in your 50s. What could you, should you, and would you have done to have built wealth? So again, we're going to talk about debt. We're going to talk about how you invest very strategically. Then last, I'm going to wrap up with the how do you actually build a big business and make the money to invest the money to get it right and get it fast. Because I have literally built an empire on learning to make money and invest money. So I'm not telling you to do anything I didn't do and continue to do to myself and ask my kids. It's not negotiable in our family to actually learn to make your own money and start investing and starting to look at that. Let's go to debt, though. Let's just talk about what is debt. So debt is just the cost of money, number one. You're either being paid interest, right, by other people by the way you invest, or you're paying interest because of a credit card or whatever debt you got yourself into. When you use good debt, you're actually going to be doing both. You'll be paying and you'll be investing. So how does that work? Well, let's just say you qualify for $100,000 and it's 0% for 21 months, which by the way, I have hundreds of banks who can get you that if you have good credit, meaning 720 or more. So if you got 100, 150, $200,000, let's just say with 100 for easy math, and you learned how to invest it or you knew where to invest it. By the way, I'll give you a simple one that I make at least 15 to 25% in, and it's a software. So it's an iFlip. Go grab the link below on how you can put your money into a software where it goes in and out of the stock market. It's AI-driven smart folios. What you could do is go get the money, put it to work at, say, 15%. Now, for every 100,000, you're printing $15,000. You're making $15,000 each year. Now, if that was just rolling and compounding, that'd be great. But what was the cost of the debt? So for 21 months, you get it free. Then you have to start paying off whatever is on those cards or those loans on a monthly fashion. So then you've got to pick up the pace. But you have 21 months to learn how to do it and to get it right. So let's just say you could get a different kind of money for 2 or 3%. I know tons of people that government money for 2, 3%. So you're paying 2 to 3%. Let's just call it 3. But you're making 15, so the spread is 12. So even at 100,000, you're still making $12,000. That's $1,000 a month. That's like printing money. Like you're making it out of debt. Now, why a lot of you won't do this is because you have a weird psychology about money. Now, my multimillionaires have used millions of dollars of debt. Can you imagine taking $1 million of debt where you're paying 3%, you're making 15, easy numbers. Now you just printed yourself $10,000 a month in new cash flow. So you use that and then you reinvest that. You do not spend it on lifestyle. So using good debt to amplify, especially for mid and later life people who do have good credit, they've worked most of their life. That could be you watching this video right now. You've worked for most of your life. You've had a good salary. So you've made, you spent, you made, you spend, you put a little bit away when you can. But let's change that up and speed it up by using good debt. if that appeals to you. And if you don't know a lot about it, go to my playlist. I have tons on good debt, on debt, and just how to arbitrage debt. I have a ton on credit cards. I have just a ton of content. Been out here for over 3.5 years, so make sure you consume. For those of you who are really serious about binging and consuming, I actually give you a $750 credit for every 25 hours. Notice I say for every 25 hours. So if you want to do it twice and consume 50 hours of content, you can click on the link. You have to go through our link to get tracked. And for that, you get $1,500 of credit towards a new tuition. So there's a lot of ways you can make this thing work for you. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is how you invest to build your empire. So how you invest and how you make your money is critical. So there's kind of two ways in the world to do it. You can make it as an employee, and then you get taxed right away, and you get to live on what's left. Or you make it in a company. In America, they're S Corps, C Corps, LLCs, limited partnerships held in trusts. They are not assets held directly in trust. They're entities held in trust. Much easier process, cleaner. And then that company is going to have 76 to 81,000 pages of tax code available to them. Can you imagine? So basically right now, if you are only in a W-2 and a paycheck situation of making money, you can't write off your phone. But if your company has an ability and a legal right to make money, you get to write off your phone. You get to write off wardrobe. You get to write off your studio. You get to write off your technology. You can write off your vehicles. You can write off business trips. I call it living corporate life. So if you haven't been to my Millionaire Intensive, please grab the 2 free tickets in the link below. Show it to my Millionaire Intensive and just engage fully on what am I talking about when I talk about living corporate life. So when you live corporate life, you don't pay as much in tax. So what do? Then you take that extra money and you invest it. So you say, well, I don't know how to invest. I just park my money with a financial planner and I pray to God to do something. Worst thing to do. So I already gave you an iFlip link. I have a lot of processes. I became a millionaire in real estate, gas and oil, stage speaking, authoring, a lot of different industries. In fact, 8, about to be 9. So you can do it over and over and over. It depends on you. It depends what you want. But how you invest is critical for a depreciation schedule. And not enough gurus that are in money talk about it because they're usually being incented by the stock market. Like there's a lot of the big gurus who are actually supported and sponsored by big firms like Fidelity, like Edward Jones, like any of the big firms. They'll sponsor somebody. I've been offered big sponsorship money, but I don't want to endorse their products because I don't believe in that stuff. I like real assets. I like real estate, I like gas and oil. I like aviation, like airplanes. I like water rights. I like mineral rights. I like land, love land, storage units. Like I want real assets, and I've always been like that. To me, just to park money in a market that's a runaway emotional arbitrage is crazy, and there's market makers who can move that market up and it can move that market back. So how you invest is critical. I need you to lean in and start learning that and understanding money rules and due diligence. And what would you invest in? How could you be that person that would actually put together an RV park, put together a mobile home park? I have people flipping mobile homes. I have a really cool new client I talked to this morning, and they're Airbnb campers. Can you imagine? So they found a very cool, bougie, like high-end RV park. They bought campers. They have spots that are permanent spots, and I don't know how they all got to stay there because usually you got to move in and out of them. And now they're Airbnb-ing them because they're close to like other destination points. So cool new way to make money because they actually have the land, they have the asset, and they have the rental income. So I like that model. I think it's cool that they're actually doing that. I have another client that actually is doing that on boats and Airbnb and boats and having people like come and live on a boat for a weekend and have the family move in and they move out and another family moves in. You get the memo. So it's how you make your money, how you invest your money is what creates the empire. Now, before I go to the last point, I need you to subscribe to my channel. Why? Because I need you deep in this content. I want you so knowing what you want. If you have questions, I want you to go to askloral.com. Ask a question, make a request. There's absolutely no reason you should be assuming when you're reading any of the books. If you're reading the books, you want to send a question out to askloral.com, ASKLORAL. Say, is this what you mean when you said do this? Is this what you mean? So you're understanding, you're consuming it right. Because a lot of times your past knowledge about money, which is not right, is now getting contaminated with my new direction of money, and you actually don't do it exactly right. 10% off, it could be like 40, 50% off with money. It's a big deal. So ask questions as much as you can. And the last thing, again, is how you make money. You all are capable. You all can solve problems. So what I want you to think about, and again, you're going to get into a marketplace when you join me at the Millionaire Intensive. Again, the 2 tickets are in the links below, is what can you do? You can all do something to make money. My daughter just turned 18, got a business for her birthday, and I thought for sure she would do direct sales because she already consumes a lot of direct sales. Same CBD as me, same facial products as me, same home wellness products as me. Same gift and card companies me. So there's 4 of them. Nope. She wants to do car detailing. This is going to be her company. So she's going to start car detailing, and she's starting with mine this weekend. So you're going to let your kids run. My first businesses were personal training, aerobics instruction. I could see her easily taking a walk through that. In the beginning, 18 to 22, 24, let your kids at that time really try out a variety of things, even during college, but put them in a company. So I have a lot of things to say about your ability to make money inside of a company is the most vital thing I think you do from 18 on, because you have the legal right to do deductions. You do not have that as an employee or just someone making money yourself. So lots to share. Make sure you're always going to the comment section to comment on other topics you want me to talk about, and head to my playlist and make sure you are listening every day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.